Okay, I think you're still sharing your screen. We'll wait for a few people to come in.
Yeah, can you still see my screen?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I just figure we'll give it maybe another 30 seconds and then we'll get started.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for All Missouri Students, sponsored by the Missouri Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Thanks again for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your question to our presenter at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see you or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so please be sure to check out the full schedule at MOACAC.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, which is again MOACAC.org. I'd like to now go ahead and turn it over to Shawnee.
Thank you. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, I hope everyone is doing well, staying safe and healthy out there. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. My name is Shawnee Lenore Jenkins, and I am the Vice President of Enrollment here at Maryville University. And I'm excited that you all are able to join me this evening to talk a little bit about what Maryville has to offer. So we'll just jump right in. Quick facts at a glance. We've been around for a long time, founded in 1872. We're located in the suburban area of St. Louis, which is about 20 minutes west of downtown area. We sit on about 130-acre campus. Our enrollment, we sit at about 2,800 undergraduates, but about 10,000 students total. And some of you may be thinking, what is the difference? So the difference really between those two numbers is the majority of that difference is studying online in graduate level programs. So at that 2,800 number, we are still considered a small private institution, small class sizes and such. We have students from 50 different states, 58 different countries. We offer over 90 different academic programs. We are NCAA Division II, so we do offer athletic scholarships. I mentioned small class sizes, and of course, pretty active and vibrant campus pre-COVID and hopefully post-COVID, and in that we offer 150 clubs and organizations. So what I'm going to talk about this evening is the journey of a saint. We're going to talk a little bit about the academic excellence at Maryville, our active learning ecosystem here, co-curricular experiences, our unique life coach program, our strategic partnerships, and at the end, really career placement is what it's all about. So we're going to start off with academic excellence. You may hear a lot of schools describe themselves as research institutions, and Maryville we would describe ourselves as a teaching institution. Now, does that mean we don't do research? Of course not. Research is happening every day in the classroom, but our biggest focus is teaching and mentoring. So when we hire faculty, we tell them their number one job is teaching and mentoring students in the classroom. In order to facilitate that teaching and mentoring, we have quite a few different options for students, everything from career exploration to undergraduate research. We're a small enough school where you can do research with faculty, directly with faculty at the undergraduate level. We're all about student success, and then of course, internships, clinicals, practicums, anything that will give you real world experience before you graduate, we're focused on. And also some of our study abroad programs allow students to sort of broaden their horizons. We are considered a liberal arts university, but we have a twist, we think, and that's that we're considered an innovative liberal arts university. And I'll talk about that innovation in a second here. So one unique factor about Maryville University is our active learning ecosystem. We understand education for over 150 years has been very passive. Teacher at the front of the classroom teaches and you're expected to pay attention and to take notes. We switched that a few years ago and said, you know, our students really learn differently nowadays, and so passive learning is something that's probably not going to fly. So we partner with Apple and develop this active learning ecosystem. So I'm going to quickly show you a video, kind of what that looks like.
Is this how you experienced a classroom? Uniform rows of desks, a single teacher in the front, you listening and taking notes, more observing than doing. At Maryville University, students learn differently. Here, students are at the center of learning and every space offers a place to learn. It is active, personal, and supported by the latest technology. Our active learning ecosystem is revolutionizing higher education by focusing on student engagement, doing, making, and interacting with each other and the environment around them. Students actively participate in their learning process. Our life coaches use learning diagnostics to develop a personalized profile for every student, enabling faculty to shape individual approaches to learning. As part of our Digital World program, all on-campus traditional undergraduates receive a free iPad. The device is the delivery system not only for coursework and materials, but the tool also enables new ways for students to access and capture information, to collaborate, to create, and demonstrate understanding. Faculty integrate the latest technology in state-of-the-art learning spaces like our Cyber Fusion Center, as well as in the field, using tools like specialized apps, virtual reality, and flying drones to bring memorable learning outside the classroom. Equally challenged and supported, students experience curriculum inspired by their future professions and life aspirations. With our revolutionary approach, it's no surprise 97% of Maryville graduates obtain a job in their chosen field within 6 months of graduation. An education at Maryville University results in students prepared with the experience and perspective needed to make an impact wherever their dreams take them.
So as you can see, it's interesting. Obviously, during this pandemic, a lot of you, most of you, if not all of you, have switched to heavily relying on your devices for your learning. But I wouldn't compare your high school learning to what Maryville's been doing for the last 6 years or so. Yes, you receive this iPad, this tablet, all of your course materials on there, but this is still active learning. So we still have students in the classroom with faculty who are both using those devices. What it allows us to do is the collaboration has strengthened between faculty and students because everybody's on the same device. Your digital savviness exists, but it exists mainly in the social circles. Our job here is to make sure you're just as savvy in the academic and career circles that you are in your social circles. It has really strengthened our faculty and student partnership because they're able to create new content together digitally. And so when it comes to either research or just, we've had students write ebooks with their faculty. It allows us to do that because of the platform that we're on. We do have a cloud-based ecosystem, which I'll talk about in a second. But at the end of the day, it's really about becoming real confident problem solvers in no matter what area you choose to major in or go into a career with. That active learning ecosystem includes this Maryville Cloud, which is kind of cool. So every student gets their iPad and you have a Maryville Cloud that has now about 200 plus apps in it. It started 5 years ago with this partnership with Apple. We had probably about 20 or 30 apps in there, and they were mainly supplemental instruction apps. So your Microsoft Office suite apps like Excel and Word. And over the last 5 or 6 years, it has grown to 200 plus apps because faculty have found great apps that help students learn in their classroom. What's great about this is every app in the Maryville Cloud is free. So you don't have to go out to the App Store and buy any of these apps. Faculty have contributed to this. Students have as well. Some students have come to their faculty and say, hey, I found this great app that'll help me learn a little bit better in my statistics class, but it costs $2.99 on the App Store. Faculty then take it to the administration and say, hey, I think this will benefit all of our students. And Maryville goes out, purchases a license, and boom, we drop it in the Maryville Cloud. So you have access to all those things as well. Now, it's not just academic supported apps in this cloud. We have a lot of apps that support some of your personal growth as well. So for instance, we don't teach foreign languages here at Maryville University, but we have students who are interested in it. So like the Mango Languages app, that was a suggestion by a student to drop it in there so that students can have access to those things too. So very unique and very customized approach. I want to make it clear, it's not just about the device. All of you have these devices. You have cell phones, you have tablets, you have laptops, you have surfaces, you have it all. This was a true partnership with Apple 5 years ago. We wanted to basically say, okay, the device is just a tool, but how do we actually make our classrooms very interactive and engaging? So Apple came in and actually worked with our faculty on professional development and taught them how to teach in a more interactive and engaging way than the lecture style that you see a lot of times are offered at schools and colleges. So Apple came in, we developed a strong partnership, but they came back to us and said, you know, hey, we want to do our own assessment. How are you using our tools? We want to see how we're using those tools, how active and engaged have you really gotten the classrooms to be? So I'm excited to announce that for the second consecutive time this past year, we received Apple's Distinguished School Award. I think there's about 9 schools in the country that have received this award. It's Apple's way of recognizing us as a place of innovation, especially innovation in the classroom, leadership and educational excellence, and then these really clear visions of sort of exemplary learning environments. And not many schools get the award back to back, so we're really proud of that. And honestly, if you think about it, who better to partner with when it comes to innovation than Apple? And so for Apple to partner with Maryville says a whole lot, I think, about the environment, instructional environment and active engaged learning that's happening here at Maryville. So that was the first unique sort of, I think, approach that we take to learning here at Maryville and success. The second unique one is the same year that we launched our Digital World program with Apple, we also launched our Life Coach program. And usually when you get to a college university, you'll get an academic advisor or a faculty member who's your advisor. And that person will help you sort of pick the classes out that you need to take and make sure you're on the right path to graduate. We know when students come in as freshmen and first-year students, there's a lot of different things they're trying to navigate outside of just picking classes, right? So we launched a life coach program. These are full-time professional staff members that serve as your life coach when you come in. And they help you navigate the complexities of college life. They provide individualized career, personal, and academic development to ensure that you are being successful. One unique thing about the life coach program here is that we develop a lot of tools to assess what kind of learner you are, so that we can, best help you in being successful. So I'm going to show another quick video that kind of gives you a sneak peek into the life coach program here at Maryville.
At most universities, students arrive on campus and are expected to just figure it out. At Maryville University, we take a different approach, starting with our life coaching program. Well before our students arrive on campus, Maryville's life coaches are there to ease their transition into the Maryville community. Our life coaches provide one-on-one advice and support to our students, acting as a resource, a guide, and a knowledgeable academic advisor and mentor. They use learning diagnostics to build profiles of each of their students, showing them how and why they learn the way they do. As our students get to know their life coach, they rarely hesitate to schedule a meeting or drop in to say hi. Our life coaches are approachable and accessible, ready to serve as a confidant when questions arise. It is a constant source of support, and they're always eager to celebrate student successes. Most importantly, when our students are making their biggest professional and personal decisions, our life coaches are there to help. Our goal at Maryville is to challenge our students in class and then make everything outside the classroom as easy as possible. Our life coaches are committed to helping each Maryville Saint with their individualized student journey so they can become their best self. If you'd like to learn more about our life coaching program, schedule a tour of campus.
So awesome program. Kind of wish I had a life coach when I was in college to help me, guide me through a lot of decisions I was making. You heard me mention this personalized learning profile. At Maryville, we know, I mentioned before that passive learning doesn't really work for students. We also know that students learn differently. Everybody has a different learning style. So what we do is at Maryville, we create based on a couple of assessments. So all of our students take 2 or 3 assessments coming in to Maryville. We take the results from those assessments and create a personalized learning profile for each and every student. So this is a sample of one. So let's say our mascot is Louis. So let's say Louis Saint is the student coming in. And we know Louis is a nursing major. We know Louis is at Parkway Central High School, living on campus and lacrosse player. If we look at Louis' profile, I'll pick out the learning styles inventory that Louis took. We can see that Louis is 80% auditory. That's where his strength is. So when Louis is struggling in the class and Louis is trying to figure out why they're struggling in the class, their life coach, Brady, can say, you know what? I know the faculty that's teaching that class. We're small schools, so we know our faculty. And the way they teach is probably not in the manner you learn best, meaning the auditory sort of way. So in order for us to help you, let's figure out how we can supplement your instruction with some more auditory learning methods to help you in that class. And we also know Louis has low study habits, right? So we know that. So if Louis comes and says, I need help, then guess what we're going to do? We're going to start with not only your learning style, but we're going to start with also Louis' study habits. How are you studying? Do you need some help with that? This is really cool because we know so much information about students. We're able to create this personalized learning profile. And it's been around for 5 years and has been extremely successful because a lot of times students don't know their strengths and don't know their weaknesses. And based on this assessment, we can not only let them know what those are, but we can help them navigate those. And at the end of the day, it helps them sort of figure out who they are as a learner and who they are as a person and helps them be successful themselves. So we talked about our active learning ecosystem. We talked about our life coach programs. Those are two unique programs to Maryville University. But we know, and it was mentioned in the video, yes, of course, academics is number one, but co-curricular experiences at Maryville are just as equally as important in your development as a student and as a graduate going out to the workforce. So there's a lot of different things you can do on campus. We have over 150 clubs and organizations. In a normal, non-COVID year, we have about 2,500 events planned per year. I think we're all crossing our fingers we get back to that, but just to show a display of the active, vibrant campus that we have here. This year, we're doing a lot of virtual events, as you can imagine. You're probably doing those with your schools now, but really a vibrant, active campus. So show another quick video to just kind of give you a glimpse, because I know it's hard to get these sort of impressions from schools right now because of the limited capacity in which you can see a school. So here's another quick video, kind of what student life is like here at Maryville. So as you can see from the video, we also have a lot of shots in St. Louis. One of the benefits of Maryville is that we're in St. Louis. So when we talk about the student experience or campus life, we're not talking about just on campus. There's a lot of things that our students can have access to. And if you're from the St. Louis area, you'll know that St. Louis offers a lot of affordable and free attractions for students, which is, I think, extremely helpful for college students who are always on a budget. So again, lots of things happening at Maryville as far as activities and your involvement is concerned. We're also small enough where if you don't see a club or organization that represents your interest, it takes 3 students to start a club or organization. So it's not only a place where students can definitely feel like they can fit in, but it's also a place where students feel like they can sort of create their own experience as well. So outside of co-curricular experiences, strategic partnerships are very important in Maryville. You'll hear a lot of schools talk about the employers that hire their graduates. And so yes, we have organizations that hire graduates, but we take it a step further. These are true strategic partners. Strategic in the sense that not only do they hire graduates, but we look to every industry to build the curriculum here at Maryville. So we look to different organizations constantly to say, is our curriculum up to date? Is our curriculum going to be competitive? I'll give you an example. Our Rawlings Sport Business Management program. The curriculum was pretty much co-developed by Rawlings, which is the largest national sporting goods company in the country. And so they helped build our curriculum. So we got real world experienced folks helping us develop what's happening in and outside the classroom. This is a small sample of partners. This list ranges in the hundreds. But again, it's not just about who hires our graduates. It's about looking to the industry to make sure that what we're offering students as far as their curriculum is concerned is going to be very competitive and make them competitive when they actually graduate. And it shows in our success rate. Right now, Maryville University, with our graduates who graduate within 6 months of graduation, our students, 97% of our students are either in graduate school or in a career in their chosen field. At this point, we rank 16% higher than the national average of other schools with their outcome rate. So a brag fact for us, we're excited that not only are we focused on our student success while they're here, but we are focused on our students' careers and outcomes when they leave Maryville. So we've talked about the journey of a saint, those different components, the academic excellence, our digital world program, co-curricular experiences, life coach, strategic partnerships, and career placement. The next step is, the journey to becoming a saint. Hopefully you found this information exciting, you're very interested, so we'll talk about how that process works. First is the application, right? That's the first step. Our application is free. You can apply online. Maryville University, we are members of the Common Application, and we're also members of the Coalition application. So it doesn't matter which one you fill out of the three. We don't have a preference. It's up to you. Either way, it's free. So again, some of you may be familiar with the Common App. I'm not sure how many are familiar with Coalition app, but you can Google both of them. If you find that the list of schools you're interested in are members of either of these organizations, the biggest benefit in filling out it is you only have to fill out one application, and those organizations send those schools your application. So there's a benefit to that as well. So, but it's up to you. You can also fill out the Maryville application. We have been test optional for 5 years now. So I know a lot of schools are going test optional due to COVID. Some schools are doing it temporarily. Some schools are doing it permanently. But Maryville's been there 5 years. So nothing new here. We've taken that approach to a holistic review for years now, where we look at your overall academic record. So really all you have to do is submit your transcripts for us to take a look at what you've not only taken as far as courses are concerned, but what you've been involved in as well. And we pride ourselves on the fact that our holistic review allows for us to have a fairly diverse student body coming into our school every year. So some important admission dates. October 1st, just so you know, most of our programs, we're on a rolling admissions school platform, which means that we admit students all throughout the year. But we do have some programs that have some priority dates. If you're not in any of these programs listed on the screen, we actually started admitting students as of September 1st. So we are admitting students right now. So definitely get your application in as soon as possible. But important admission dates. So October 1st is when the FAFSA becomes available for you to fill out, and that's to fill out so you can see what you're eligible for in regards to financial aid. October 15th is our freshman direct entry nursing priority application date. If you're interested in nursing, you definitely want to apply by October 15th. Once October 15th passes, we will be releasing our nursing decisions October 22nd. After that first round of decisions are released October 22nd, you can still apply to the nursing program. We'll just admit students as they apply, but the program fills up fast. It has a cap on it. So I definitely wouldn't wait till after October 15th to apply because it fills up really fast and is filled up fast every single year. Again, that direct entry nursing is, you come in as a freshman and you spend your 4 years here at Maryville and you graduate with your nursing degree. So we don't have pre-nursing. You don't have to apply to it afterwards. You get into it as a freshman. November 1st is our freshman direct entry priority application date for the following programs: physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language pathology, and music therapy. Our physical therapy is a 6.5-year doctorate level program. So again, you get admitted to as a freshman and you just slot right through as long as you follow the curriculum, end up with your doctorate in physical therapy. Occupational therapy is a master's level direct entry program. So you come into it as a freshman, slot through, and end up with your master's degree. And then speech language pathology is a direct entry program into the graduate level, the master's level program in speech language. And then of course we have our direct entry with our music therapy program as well. So apply by November 1st if you're interested in that, of those programs. Of course, when I say priority dates, I would always say don't wait till last minute, don't wait till November 1st. Go ahead and get your application in as quick as possible. And then December 1st is our priority date for our scholarships, our merit-based, automatic, and competitive scholarships. Talk about that in a second. So you definitely want to get your application in by December 1st if none of those other priority dates apply to you. It also is our on-campus housing application priority date. So if you apply for housing by December 1st, we will send you a building assignment before the winter break. So you'll have at least know what building you'll be living in for that next fall. And then it's our FAFSA priority date. So again, it opens up October 1st, but we tell students, apply as early as possible, but definitely apply by December 1st because sometimes the federal and state funding is first come, first serve. So you want to get your application in as soon as possible. A little bit of our admissions profile, our freshman class, a little bit over 700. Average GPA is a 3.4. The majority of our programs at Maryville require a minimum of 2.5 GPA, except for some of the health professions programs. Lots of students are awarded scholarships. We'll talk about those in a second. We don't have a residency requirement. We don't require students to live on campus, but over 70% of our freshmen choose to live on campus every year. We have a ton of students bringing in college credit, which is great, awesome. The thing that we want students to know is we don't have a limit on the number of credit hours you can bring in. So the more the merrier. It helps you not only guide you through your program a little bit quicker, but it'll probably save you a little bit of money because sometimes that dual credit is a little bit less expensive than taking the credit once you get here. So we've talked about these application process. How do you get to that in that process of journey of becoming a saint? Let's talk about the cost. Maryville is an investment. Every school, higher education is an investment. So here's Maryville's total cost. You may be wondering, why did I put these up side by side as far as the tuition from last year to this year? First of all, I want to say that tuition on the left side, that 2019-2020, that number 26070, that has been frozen for the last 5 years. Maryville made the commitment 5 years ago to never raise tuition again. It's part of our strategic plan in access and affordability. So that number has been frozen for 5 years. We're more excited to announce that this past year, probably a month ago, the university announced that we are beginning to lower tuition. So this year we lowered tuition by 5%. So that's why those numbers on the right-hand side are in red, because you can see the 26 went to 24. This is just the first step in the first year of us lowering tuition. Our goal is to lower tuition by 20% over the next 4 to 5 years. So if you don't remember anything else about the presentation, remember that I don't know how many schools are out there saying they're lowering tuition at this point, but if you compare us to other schools, you'll probably continue to see an increase in tuition. And again, Maryville's frozen it for the last 5 years, and now we're starting to lower tuition. So again, access and affordability is something that we're definitely committed to. So a little bit of information about the scholarships. How do we make it affordable? So we have a variety of scholarships, from automatic to competitive. Too much to put on this screen. So I just threw up the automatic scholarships and the qualifications. I do want to point out, sometimes students and parents get confused because I say we're test optional, and then all of a sudden you see a test score for a scholarship. Please notice that the statement in between those is a bold or statement. So test optional for us means if a student feels that the test they took accurately reflects their academic ability, they can submit it. So the or statement basically is or. If you have a 3.5 GPA, you qualify for the Saint Scholarship. But let's say you have a 3.4 GPA, but you have a 27 ACT, you still qualify for the Saint Scholarship. So a student can decide to use their test score, or they can decide not to use their test score. So again, it's back to student choice. It's up to you. Our competitive scholarships work the same way. It was too much information to put on the screen, but if you go to our website, maryville.edu/scholarships, you will see a list of all the competitive scholarships. Again, as a reminder, December 1st is our priority date for any of these scholarships that you might be interested in. Maryville does not have a separate application for scholarships. It's just one application, and that's the admissions application. So once you fill it out, we will review your application and review you for admission and for scholarships. If you qualify for a competitive scholarship, you will be invited to our scholarship competition for those scholarships. So you're thinking, okay, this is the investment, some information about how I can afford this. What's the return on investment, right? So a few statistics that I think will solidify that this is a good return on investment. First one is our retention rate is 83%. What does that mean? That's 83% of our freshmen return their sophomore year. Obviously, we would shoot for 100%, but there are lots of reasons why students don't return. And I will say that 83% is well above the national average for four-year private schools, which is in the low 70s. So we're well above the national rate for that as well. You might be looking at the graduation rate going 72% seems low for graduation. That's a 5-year graduation. The average for four-year private schools is in the 50 percentile of students who actually end up graduating within 5 years. So of course, again, 100% is always a goal, but at 72%, we're well ahead of the national average. And then a statistic that I mentioned before, which is the biggest return on your investment, is that career piece, and you finding a job after graduation. So I got another quick video to kind of show you about Maryville before we sort of finish up here.
What does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just being a student here.
And it's more than just a job.
As Saints, we are passionate in what we believe in.
We're open-minded and curious about other points of view.
We're a hardworking bunch.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
Faculty and staff are always available for our students.
And we're not afraid to seek you out for the help that we sometimes need.
Maryville Saints are allies and advocates for those who need it most.
A Maryville Saint genuinely cares about others.
We step up for each other.
We support our fellow Saints through the good times
And the difficult times. We know that here at Maryville, we are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person who steps foot on our campus.
We have pride in this place.
because we're all in this together. Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your family.
That even when you're not home,
Your home.
Welcome to Saints Nation, home of the Big Red Abs. We are
one team, one family.
So hopefully through that, you can see what kind of environment it is here at Maryville. But if you're still thinking, I need a real sort of perspective on what it's like to be at Maryville, we are offering virtual and on-campus visit experiences. So yes, we did resume our campus visit experiences in August in a limited capacity, of course. But if you're interested, you can schedule either or, you can do both. Just go to our website, maryville.edu/visit, where you'll see all the different on-campus visit experiences. We're offering those Monday through Saturday that include campus tours. So you can definitely take advantage of that. In addition to that, because of the environment we're in, we're offering a host of virtual visit experiences. 2 big series that we're offering this fall. One is called our Saints Sneak Peek Wednesdays. So every Wednesday in the month of September, October, November, we're offering a live session focused on different topics. So it may be academic programs, it may be student life, it may be scholarships, financial aid. But every Wednesday, you can join us for a live session where you can actually chat with faculty and staff and students and ask any questions you may have. Our Maryville webcast series, a Maryville live webcast series, is a monthly series that we're offering. It is a live video chat series that's being hosted by a current student. So it is actually literally just focused on trying to find out what life is like as a Saint by chatting with current students. So one of our current students hosts it, and every month he will have different guests on there to talk about different experiences about being here at Maryville and St. Louis. To be honest, our first one's coming up tomorrow night. You can go to this website and check it out. Just to give you a heads up, tomorrow night they are focused on St. Louis and St. Louis foods. So they're going to be, every current student is participating. We'll be eating Emo's Pizza. I think they'll have a little bit of toasted wrap. They're going to be talking about what it's like to not just be a student at Maryville, but what it's like to be a student here in the St. Louis area. So if you're interested in any of these programs, just again, visit our website. If you have any questions, you're more than free to reach out to admissions. You give us a call, email us. We have a live web chat on the website, so you can always get on the website and ask your questions as well. We look forward to hopefully speaking with you and hopefully seeing you on campus. We've been excited to be back on campus now for a month. And we're looking forward to being able to host as many people as we can so that you can really sort of get a true view of what it's like to be a Maryville Saint. So thank you. I appreciate your time, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see if there are some questions, some Q&A, or any questions that I can answer for anybody. And I believe if you have questions, I think you can just throw them in the Q&A box if you do have questions. I'll wait a few minutes because we do have some participants in here. All right, I don't think we have any questions, so I think if we don't, we can go ahead and wrap it up and let everybody sort of know what's next.
Thank you again so much for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so please for sure hop in and see if you can sign up for any more additional sessions at MOACAC.org. In about a week, you'll be able to access this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at MOACAC.org. Thank you again and have a great day.
Thank you.